thank you for agreeing to come on and thank
No,
you for
it's
taking the
fine.
time. Um, but just for a bit of background, kind of as much as you feel comfortable with, what's the story of your cancer journey as a family?
So it was my little boy. He got diagnosed January this year with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. So they found a brain tumor, which obviously they ran tests on and whatnot, and it came back as non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. But due to the positioning of his brain tumor, he lost his vision because it was like here, right at the front. So it rested on his optic nerve. So um, he had 6 rounds of intense chemotherapy, and for all his treatment, we were in hospital. We didn't go home. We might have had like half a day leave towards the end, but other than that, yeah, we stayed in hospital and yeah, but he rang the end of treatment bell in August, and everything's okay. Touch wood at the minute. We're just obviously now living with a 4-year-old that's blind due to his cancer. So yeah, it's a bit tricky.
Yeah. Um, mine took his leg, so he's a
Oh,
full left leg amputee. So mine's, but the way we kind of see it is that he's 15 now. He was diagnosed at 12. Um,
wow.
and we got all most of his childhood before cancer showed.
Mm,
That's the way, like, it takes their childhood away.
mm,
It takes kind of who you thought you had time to be as a parent. It takes that off you as
mm.
well.
Yeah.
What kind of symptoms did you have? What kind of journey did you go on in order to get some kind of diagnosis?
So he was he had a bit of a bump over Christmas last year. And it was just a toddler bump. He just tripped over, just
Mm.
banged his head. Um, and he were absolutely fine. We obviously being parents did first aid and whatnot, and he were absolutely fine. 2 days after his bump, he just started becoming like unwell. He was very clingy, sicky, just not wanting to do much. So the advice that we got was to take him to our hospital, which we did. We just followed advice, took him to A&E. They did some checks on him, and they just said, "Oh, he's got flu, bit of a flu virus. Just take him home, keep an eye on him." So we did that, and then I think there was about a week and a half, and he just were getting worse, and he didn't want to do anything. And then there was a Tuesday where we sent him to nursery, um, and he was just laying on the floor with his head in his eyes like this and not wanting to participate in anything, really upset. So dad went to pick him up from nursery and he just vomited everywhere. So I phoned our local GP and she just said take him back to the hospital because once they've seen him, they'll have just sent him up there anyway. So we took him back to the hospital. We obviously told um, the hospital again about his first visit and concerns because he kept holding like the front of his head like this. And so we explained that it was on a, well, yeah, it was 3 at the time. And you just kind of look back and think, what 3-year-old walks around like this saying they've got a headache? Um, Again, viral infection, keep an eye on him. Okay. So we carried on keeping an eye on him. And then that was the Tuesday. And then come the Saturday, we kept him off nursery that week. And then being a mum, I was just like, oh, let's just do a bit of an activity because we've not done much. And I like obviously to do things. And so I got like some painting out for us to do at the table. And I just said, oh, pass me your paintbrush. And his paintbrush were literally like in front of him. And he used to wear glasses because he had a bit of a squint. And he went, can't see it, mummy. And I was like, oh, okay, that's strange. But then, like an hour later, he was like dancing around the living room. So I started writing everything down in my phone. Um, and then that night was just horrendous. He were waking up. he held a cold compress on his head, and he wanted sleeping, and yeah, just really off. And me and my partner just both said we need a second opinion. We're not taking him back to the hospital. We've taken him twice to him. We've been told that he's got flu or a viral infection. So that Sunday morning, we got in the car, went to the second nearest hospital to us. It's not that far away. Spoke to the doctors there, and he said, "We understand your concerns. We're going to admit you." So we're like, right, okay. And the doctor put his hand up to give Noah a high five, and he completely missed his hand. So we were like, hmm. And then he walked into a wall, and yeah, it just went right. And then from like A&E down to the ward where we were going, little did we know that his vision was obviously going, and he had something going on, and he just physically battered me on the way down to the ward. And he's never done that before, but he were obviously in the unknown. So that was the Sunday. We stayed in the hospital that night. There was questions about whether he needs to get his eyes looked at again. And then we were like asking for a CT scan. We were like, something's not right. Has he got a bit of a bleed because of when he bumped his head? Has he got anything? So they agreed to do a CT scan. They did the CT scan on the Monday. And then my partner's mum came to see us at the hospital. And then this group of people just came towards us. Oh, can we speak to you? So we're like, yeah. Said, oh, can we just go to this room down the corridor? And we're like, yeah. And then my body was just filled, and then you kind of get. I remember this one lady. She was lovely, and I think she was a healthcare assistant, and she just kind of looked at me and gave me that
Oh,
smile,
that
and
look.
then yeah, and I
Sorry.
thought,
Keep
no,
talking.
no.
What?
Um, and she kind of rubbed my shoulder, and I just looked at James, my partner, and I went, "This is bad."
Yeah.
So then we went into this room, and there were this other lady there, and there were a screen, and we sat down, and there were just chit chats amongst people, and three doctors, healthcare professional, major consultant, and she just turned around and she just went, "I'm really sorry, it's not good. We've found a brain tumor." And the scream, like I'll never ever forget the scream that I screamed because, whew, wow. Um, and my partner just grabbed me and he was like, "It's going to be all right. It's going to be okay." And I can't remember what the conversation was because I just kind of clocked out. And I just remember saying, "We've spoken to um, Leeds Children's Hospital. They've got a bed for you on the neuro ward. We're waiting for an ambulance. You're going to go there." So I was like, right. And then they said, "We've got the CT scan. Do you want to look at it?" No. I tapped out. I said, "No, thanks."
No.
So yeah, my partner did. He stayed and looked, but I was just like, I don't want to look at this right now.
My ex-husband
Um,
took photographs. He took photographs on his own phone so that he could keep referring back to
keep
it.
looking. Yeah, no, I didn't. I
No.
have seen it up until now. I saw it when I think we might have been like halfway through treatment or quite early on. But yeah, so they moved us into a room. We waited there. We obviously rang round family, um, and then we were put in back of an ambulance and off we went to Leeds. And it was just, you can't describe it. You can't. You just think, oh my god, it's got us. Um, and yeah, nobody really knew what it was. And as soon as we got to Leeds, the poor boy were just prodded, put cannulas in, this in. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, or meet the brain surgeon. And it was just like, oh, my 3-year-old's laying there and he's got a brain tumor. Like, it's not flu.
Yeah. No.
Um, yeah, it was just all systems go. And I can't fault Leeds. I think, like, as literally as soon as we pulled up in the ambulance, it were all systems go. There were, it were just right, bang, 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 bang. Yeah, very, very fast, very fast. Um, but obviously having Noah, who was obviously losing his sight at the time, was just You can kind of, if a child's got the sight, you can kind of show them what's going to happen, or play through play, show them something that's going to happen. And we tried it multiple times, and it was just petrified. And like obviously me and dad had to pin him, and yeah, it was just awful. And yeah, we he went for an MRI scan, um, and it was just in his brain. His body was clear, thankfully. Um, Biopsy that happened very fast, and then so that was all the Monday. And come the Friday night, we moved on to the cancer ward, and they'd started him on some chemo, like literally straight away. Um, and then he had like a Hickman line put in, and we were sat, and yeah, it was just all. It was very fast, but it needed to be fast. Um, and then obviously the optical department, they did all the tests, and we then obviously had that in another room again. Or can we torture in another room? Or it's damaged his optic nerves. We're going to have to register severely vision impaired. And it's like, well, which bit do you want me to think about? The fact that he's got a brain tumor, or the fact that he's lost his sight? Um, and everybody was amazing, but you just think, wow, like a
Yeah.
week ago, a week ago, I'd been told that he had a viral infection, and now we're sat and he's being used as a pin cushion because he's got a brain tumor and he's now blind.
Mm.
Like, I was
Yeah.
quite angry at the time, really angry at the
Yeah,
time.
because
Um,
like who you were in that moment in that room the first time, who you were, who he was, who you are as a family, it stops
yeah,
there. And you almost kind of walk back out, and it's a continual process of trying to figure out who you are and how you navigate it all.
yeah,
I was
absolutely, yeah,
I was the one that in the room had to ask the question when they were like, it's cancer. And
mm,
the first question that came out of my mouth was, is he going to die?
yeah,
Is he going to
yeah,
die? Because
yeah,
no, I could looked around the room and I was like, right, nobody else is going to ask it. Okay, I'm going to have to.
yeah,
And it's just
yeah,
the things that you have to do as a parent. I mean, you
mm,
had to spend a long time in hospital, like not being able to come home. What
mm.
kind of support did you need, and did you get it?
Yeah, so there was a charity that work at Leeds Hospital on the cancer wards called Candlelighters, and they were absolutely phenomenal. From the minute we walked on up until today, they were just amazing. They supported obviously me and my partner. They supported my family, mums, dads, etc., and they supported Noah. And they have over the road from the hospital, they have a building where like you can go, you can get wellness treatments, you can talk in therapies. They come and play with Noah, even just do you want a cup of tea on the ward? And I think we were really, really lucky to have that kind of support, because when we were on the different wards, there was nothing like that.
Yeah, no.
Um, and I do think without them, we would have crumbled very early on. Um, and it was just, yeah, yeah, I can't really imagine the life that we had on the ward without that support from them. Because obviously you get your support from your family and your friends, but you have different conversations.
Mm,
Like it's, yeah, very
yeah.
different conversations. So yeah, we were very lucky to have that support from them. And just you kind of build relationships with other families, which is really strange. You don't like we met a lot of different families on the ward, and we have kept in contact with a couple of them. Um, who we now really class as friends. And it's like, well, without our journeys, we would never have crossed paths. And
Yeah, but
yeah, we,
unless you've been there, people don't get it. You either get
no,
people
no,
that
yeah,
can't. I would say there's three different types of people. The ones that say, I don't know what to say to you. And you
mm,
have to say, well, unless the cure is sitting in whatever you're going to say to me next, there's nothing
mm,
you can say to me. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay to
mm.
not find the words.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes I don't have the words.
Mm,
The other ones are the ones that don't know what to say, so they avoid you and they take the long
mm,
way round, or they stop calling, or they stop checking to see how, it's always it's not hi, how are you? It's hi, how is he?
Hmm.
It's like, I'm okay too. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. And the other one, sorry to interrupt you there,
No,
was
good.
that I don't know how you do it. I don't have a choice.
Oh, the toxic positivity.
Yeah, I don't have a
Oh,
choice. Like, if I
yeah.
had a choice, I wouldn't be sat doing
And
this.
that's why I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's why
yeah.
I'm here trying to challenge that particularly isolating stereotype where they strap you. They tell you it's cancer, so you're strapped to a treadmill. They
Mm,
stick it on max. They stick it
mm,
on max incline. They tap you on the shoulder, tell you to stay strong, and they walk off.
mm,
And you're just left going full pelt every day, trying to
mm,
hold everything together.
mm.
Um, and no one really sees that it's not optional strength. I'm not a superhero through choice.
No,
Like
yeah,
we have to keep going.
yeah,
We were
yeah.
really lucky that Jacob has refused, even when the leg was taken, to be defined by the fact that he's got cancer.
Mm,
Absolutely point blank refuses. And so we've been able to almost follow his lead a little bit. So he's on
mm.
like, um, but not, like Noah's four.
Yeah,
Four. I mean, what kind
yeah,
of childhood before, you're not able to experience the world the way children with sight experience it,
yeah,
you know? So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
seeing things. I mean, when we were told that Jacob was incurable, the first things that kind of hit me was, oh my God, he's never going to fall in love. He's never going to get a
Mm,
job. And like I saw the life that he should have had. I don't know if that's
mm.
happened. Like the life
Yeah,
he should have had just flashes before your eyes. It's
yeah,
gone. It's like cancer shows you, take a look at what you could have won.
yeah,
It just takes it all away. It's like a
yeah,
really warped game show that nobody can get
yeah,
out of.
yeah. Like when we're
Um,
in the car, Noah will go, "Can I drive when I'm older?" And
uh,
me and his dad just kind of go, "Yeah, of course you can," because he's too young.
yeah,
He's too young for the
yeah,
conversation. That'll be a way down the line. And it's really strange because like we did things last year that was like a first. So like we went on his first abroad holiday. So he went on an aeroplane. There were things at Christmas that were a first. And I kind of look back and think I'm really glad we did them because we might not do them again.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, he comments on like, oh, can I work like this when I'm older? Or can I drive this car when I'm older? Can I do this? And we're like, yes, you could do whatever you want.
We
You
do
could
the
do
same.
whatever you want. Yeah.
We do
Because it's
exactly the
just,
same. Yeah. So we were told when he was, how old is he now? 15. So when he was 13, we were told, yeah, that's right. We were told he was incurable. Um, we didn't know whether or not he was going to do his GCSEs, but we've carried on as though, so he talks about what job he wants and what car he wants to drive. And sometimes you think, is it fair to let him imagine a life that he might not have? And it's like, well, who knows? Like, we don't
well,
know.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
just let him. We'll cross
yeah,
that bridge when we come to it. But
yeah,
he's kids are quite intelligent. They're more intelligent than I think they let on.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
They're more
absolutely.
intelligent than
Yeah.
they let on. But what do you think helped you? I know you've spoken about the candle lighters, and they sound absolutely fantastic. I think, plenty of parents would be able to hold it together if they had something like that.
Mm,
Um, but what do you think helps a family? Because everybody focuses on the child, but no one focuses on the parents or the siblings. Every
mm.
patient has a family that want them to survive. What do you think are the important things that help families actually survive it?
Just the truth.
Yeah,
Just the truth. As hard hitting as it is,
give it to me straight.
just give it
Yeah,
because I'm in it. So don't beat around the bush. Don't be saying we can try this or we could just be straight with me and
yeah,
let's just deal with it. Um, there were times when it were just um, oh well, we can try this and see if this gets better. And I'm just like, why are we using the word try? We just need to do.
yeah.
Let's just do, and then it'll be fine, or it might not be. He had some really bad reactions to his chemotherapy, and he was very, 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 very poorly. Um, and just kind of wanted to be left alone. And yeah, and well, let's get him up and let's do this. And it's like, no, just let him, because I know if it was the other way around, I'd have tapped out a very long time ago because kids are resilient. Like they will just, but yeah, just be truthful and just give me the news that I either don't want to hear, but you're going to make me hear it. Like what can be where what I've heard the term brain tumor and blind. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
do you know, I was just about to say the same thing. I've heard it's cancer. I've heard the leg's got to go, and I've heard we can't cure it.
Yeah.
We can extend his life for as long as we possibly can, but this thing's not going anywhere.
Mm,
I don't think there's anything else other than the inevitable. So just give it to me.
yeah.
Just give it to me. I've
Yeah.
got broad shoulders. I can take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it does make you strangely stronger. Like I was, because you don't have a choice that you're in it, it does make you stronger as a person because there is nothing worse than childhood cancer.
No.
Like seeing your son or your daughter lay in a bed receiving chemotherapy or radiotherapy or any other treatment is just the devil's work and it's
Yeah.
just horrendous and it shouldn't, like, I will never forget going onto that ward and it was
Yeah.
full and there was like a children's ward and then there was like a teenager ward and they were both full. And I wouldn't say I knew a lot about childhood cancer. Like you see it on TV, you read about it, and then walking on that ward and there's three bays full, all side rooms are full, and you just think, this is real. This
Yeah.
is really real. And
Yeah.
it's just, there's so much that people don't know about childhood cancer. And it's not like the stories that you see on TV that are absolutely heartbreaking. It's just that's somebody's story that they've been through. But please walk onto this ward or any respite anywhere and see what these kids have to go through because it's just a nightmare for them. It's a nightmare.
So
It's
you can't.
horrendous.
The thing about, I understand why charities and organisations use the pity narrative to help raise the funds to do the research to stop this from happening. However, what they don't share is how every parent with a child who's trying to beat cancer goes to bed praying that it's them. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'll take it. I'm 44. I've had a good life. I've got three good kids and I love my job. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Take it off him. He's a
Mm.
child. I'll
Yeah.
take it. And then every morning, waking up knowing that there is absolutely no way that wish is going to be granted.
Mm.
You want to protect your children when they're sick. You want to make them better. You
Mm.
give them cowpole and you give them hugs and a blanket and things that cheer them up. There is absolutely nothing you can give like to make it better.
No.
You can't. It's like a constant elephant in the room.
Mm. Mm.
And when you learn to actually sit alongside the elephant and you stop hating it and you learn to almost, I mean, it's been 3 years, we kind of coexist with the elephant now. No one reports on that bit. And I find it,
No.
it just isolates parents because you're
Yeah.
expected to just carry it all and keep going.
Mm.
And I think that's what I'm trying to almost shift. Yes, we're
Mm.
strong, but it's because we can't tap out.
Hmm.
We can't tap out.
No.
Our kids can't tap out. We can't tap out.
No.
We can't just we can take a lap around the block, but we're still
Yeah.
going to come back to the same situation.
Yeah.
Going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And I think
Um,
the amount of times I looked over to Noah in that bed, and especially in the morning, just looked over just to make sure his chest were going up and down.
yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? It's been three
Yeah.
years and I still do it. I did it this morning.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
accidentally woke him up, but any like yeah, no, the other one's an early riser, but because of chemo, like he didn't have many rounds of chemo. I think it was more the after effects of the amputation. He doesn't sleep very much, so he goes to
Mm,
bed like silly o'clock in the morning and then wakes up silly o'clock
mm.
so he doesn't sleep very much. So I try not to, but I just like to check. And
Yeah.
if there is a day where he sleeps in longer than is usually, I'll
Mm.
start getting anxious and I'll
Yeah.
want to go up and check him because it gives you PTSD.
Yeah, it does give you
And
PTSD. Yeah.
yeah. And even if somebody says "Well, we didn't really hear regression for very long, but when someone does remission, sorry, when someone says remission, people assume it's over. And it's not because you're always looking
Yeah.
just over your shoulder to see whether or not it wants a rematch.
Yeah.
Are we just pausing or is it really over?
Yeah.
That's like a life sentence that people don't talk. That's another thing. It's a life
Mm.
sentence. People don't talk about it.
Mm.
Um, but what do you think what impacted you the most out of the whole journey? What have you carried alone?
Probably just the isolation of things, like because Noah had some infections whilst we were in hospital, he had to be isolated, which meant he was in a side room, which meant he couldn't go in the playroom with other children, which meant, yeah, isolation at its best. And obviously, we had like family visits, and which is obviously what we needed and stuff like that. But like me and my partner, we had a room in one of the charity houses over the road. So one of us stayed with Noah each night, whilst the other one went to the house. And it's not normal to spend that amount of time with your partner. Like in a
Yeah,
normal world, you get up, you go to work, you might not, one of you might be just stay at home, but you don't spend that much time together. Um, and the isolation was, yeah, that was hard. But then just looking at him,
yeah,
Noah, and just, yeah. I remember one morning I woke up and I phoned my mum, and I was just in bits, and she was like, "Do you want me to come?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." Yeah, yeah. Um,
yeah,
but just the whole trauma of it, and like the first time he got put to sleep were awful, horrendous. Like it, and the consent forms. Oh, the consent forms that they bring you that are like a book, and it's like read this, read this. This is what we're gonna, and you just think, what am I listening to?
yeah.
Like,
I
and
should
then
be in there with him. Yeah, I should
you've
be in
got to
there with him.
sign, yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah, that first time, oh, it
Yeah.
was awful. But then come like the last time, it was just like, oh well, this has
Turning
happened
peace.
weekly, it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably the isolation was the hardest. And but yeah, just the whole process of everything and
I mean,
certain questions that Noah asks now,
yeah.
like if we have to, because we have to go back for like monthly checks and stuff. If we go on the ward, Noah's really happy because he sees obviously like the people that looked after him. Me and James are a bit like, oh, this is a
Yeah.
bit, oh.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just the whole process of it.
No.
I didn't think going into this year that this is what the year would be, and that's how it catches you because you just don't. And some of the symptoms don't scream to you cancer, but then also, I don't know if I should say this, but you also expect your professionals to be able to do tests that they don't, and it's just like, come on,
Yeah.
because yeah, but
Yeah. Took us a year for him to actually be diagnosed. Well,
wow,
6 to 9 months, but it's bone cancer, so it was just yeah, a lump on the pelvis that just kept
yeah,
growing, and the mother's intuition that just wouldn't go away.
no.
There's something not right
Mm,
here, and they keep telling me that it's fine. It's not fine because I can tell it's not fine. My
hmm,
gut is screaming.
yeah,
Someone needs to give me a straight answer. No, no, he's fine. It's just puberty. That puberty does not look like this. There's a lump on his pelvis. He's given it a name because he's got a dark sense of humor. and it's just a family trip. I think you have that one moment where it tips the scales and you go, yeah, no, I'm not imagining it.
Yeah.
No.
No, and that's why we went to get a second opinion because,
Yeah,
like you say, your instincts and your guts,
yeah,
always trust your gut. And I just
always.
think, like, if you're a mum or if you're a dad and if you think that there's something up with your child, push for what you need.
Yeah, keep
Because if you
going back.
don't push, you won't get.
No,
And I wish, well, the second visit to our local hospital, we asked for a CT scan and they didn't want to do it because they didn't want to put him under general anaesthetic. You don't need general anaesthetic for a CT scan. So you should have done it. It takes 5 minutes.
mm,
And I just think that gap between us going on the second visit and the Saturday to when he said, I can't see, could something have been picked up if they'd have done that CT scan? But I will never ever know.
yeah. No,
But
so I'm
always
exactly the
trust your gut.
same. Yeah, no, I'm so glad you said that because I thought I might be on my own. The time that it took for them to actually say, yeah, there's something, yeah, you're right, he needs to have a scan, and that's how it was kind of found. If I would have pushed and said no to the GP, it's not puberty, would he still have his leg? And that's something I'm going to have to live
Mm,
with. We'll never know the answer.
no.
Fortunately, he's
And
just
it's
a
really
gym
sad, isn't
buddy.
it?
But, I mean, and the other thing to bear in mind is that I've watched enough TV to know that social isolation is used as an interrogation technique. That's
Mm,
what they do. They do.
mm,
Watch that SAS program that's on once a year. They
mm,
they cut them up. They socially isolate them. It's a
mm,
form of like interrogation that you
mm,
can go insane from it. And I know
mm,
why they've probably done it, but just the impacts mentally, emotionally on all of you.
mm,
Um, so I hope once this goes out and people do watch it, if there is anybody that's got some kind of concern and their intuition, their gut is kind of screaming, make a nuisance of yourself because that is what the NHS is for. Keep
mm.
going back. If that
Yeah.
gut feeling does not go away, I did a podcast episode months ago, months and months and months, and it goes through what you are entitled to as a parent. You can ask for a second opinion, you can ask for notes, you can
Hmm.
ask all sorts of stuff so people know what they're armed with. And I'm
Hmm.
a big backer of the NHS. They're understaffed, they're
Yeah.
overworked, they're underpaid.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. Um, our children are the future.
Mm.
They're our future, they're our legacy. So, unfortunately, if I come on a bit strong, it's because the stakes could not be any higher.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you there. Like I would never ever bash the NHS ever.
No,
Like the things they've done for myself, my family, etc. They are, but like you said, it's the people that hold that service together. Like the nurses and doctors that looked after Noah were absolutely phenomenal in Leeds, and
yeah,
I can't say a bad word about them. But on
it's
the
my
other
child.
side,
Yeah, it's my child at the
there's
end of the
people,
day.
yeah, and like with them first visits to a different hospital, you have failed my child. Please
Yeah, yeah,
fail me
fail
by
me all
all
you like.
counts.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. Don't
really
fail
don't
him.
care. Do
Yeah,
not fail my 3 year old. And that's what,
yeah,
until the day I die, is what I will say, because that's
yeah.
how I feel. And I
Well,
just think it's just people, the funding for the NHS, the people that fund need to be held accountable for the resources that they don't have. They need to be held accountable for a lot of things that go wrong. And I just think, please put our shoes on for a day,
yeah,
and then you'll go, oh yeah,
yeah.
you were right.
And that's
So
it, kind of answers my next question. But if there is anybody out there that's, once I put it up, um, that is concerned about their child or they are just starting out on a cancer journey as a parent, what would you say to them? You know, given what you've gone through and where you are now, if they're in front of you, what would you kind of say to them?
talk,
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
to anybody,
yeah,
whether it's somebody whilst you're making a coffee or somebody whilst you're getting some fresh air. Just talk. Don't lock yourself away and don't Google.
No,
Um,
do not
don't
Google. Well, that's a
don't
rule.
Google. Yeah.
No,
Don't
stay
go on the
away from it
internet.
because
Yeah.
you won't
Don't
want to
do
know the
that.
stats. No.
Yeah. But no, absolutely. It's okay to cry.
Yeah,
It's okay to question things. It's okay to question yourself. But yeah, just talk. And if one day you wake up and you think, I feel really rubbish, I can't do this, that's absolutely fine. It's fine to sit in a corner and crumble, but just talk. Yeah, don't be on your own. I remember walking through the entrance to the LGI and I just stood there. This was very early on, and I don't know if I had a bit of a panic attack, but I just cried and cried and cried. And there was this woman, um, I don't know who she was. I don't know if she were a staff or a visitor. And she just kind of came up to me and kind of went, "Are you all right, love?" And I was like hyperventilating. And she just sat me down, got me a glass of water. And I said the words, my little boy's got a brain tumor. And but I were on my own, like my partner was Noah. And yeah, I just broke. But that's okay because you don't ever expect to sit there watching a child go through. And like if I get upset around Noah, he'll go, "Mummy, why are you crying?" I'll go, "Oh, it's just happy tears," or I'll go, "Or I just feel a little bit sad." Um, so I try and not to now, just because of the questions, because he's too clever for his own good. Um, but yeah, just talk, and no question is a stupid question. Like if you think in your head, "Oh, I'm not going to ask that because I'm going to sound stupid," you know you're not. Ask it.
yeah. No one else is going to ask it.
Yeah,
Ask
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. So
No,
yeah, definitely.
yeah,
Just talk. Just talk. Ask
absolutely.
as many questions as you want. And if you need to cry, cry.
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
Zoom is giving me my beeps. So thank you so much for coming on.
No, thank you
And
for having me.
for
Thank you.
making me feel like I'm not like most of the stuff you've said, I'm having flashbacks as you're saying it, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
just to help other parents with children who
Mm,
have cancer feel more seen and less alone, and to share with the world what it is like to be a parent of a child who
mm,
has cancer. Because
mm.
half of the stuff we talk about isn't shared on the media because
No,
it doesn't sell.
no.
And that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. I'm here to tell
Yeah.
the real story.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
so thank you very much for coming on
No, thank you for
and for
having
your
me. Thanks so
time.
much.
And I hope he's doing okay and that you all have a lovely
Yeah.
Christmas.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. I really appreciate that. But yeah, thanks so much. And yeah, just thank you. But have a lovely Christmas as well with your family. And yeah, I'll keep following and looking out for things.